If you've ever dreamed of a front yard garden that feels calm, graceful, and quietly beautiful, this video is for you. Today, we're exploring soft color flowering perennials that bring a romantic touch to your landscape without overwhelming it. Think pastel blooms, gentle textures, and plants that move with the breeze. These 7 perennials offer long-lasting blooms, easy care, and the kind of timeless charm that makes your garden feel like home. Let's take a walk through the plants that can turn your front yard into a peaceful, flowering retreat. Starting off this dreamy lineup is coneflower white swan, a soft and elegant twist on the classic garden favorite. With its clean white petals surrounding a warm golden center, this variety adds brightness without being flashy. The daisy-like blooms sit atop strong, upright stems that move gently with the breeze, creating a calm, graceful rhythm in the garden. It brings a sense of purity and openness that fits beautifully in romantic, airy front yard landscapes. This perennial begins blooming in midsummer and keeps going all the way into early fall, giving your garden a reliable splash of bloom when many other flowers start to fade. It typically grows about 2 to 3 feet tall, making a lovely mid to back border anchor. The flowers appear steadily over weeks, and deadheading can encourage even more blooming throughout the season. White swan thrives in full sun and prefers well-drained soil. It's wonderfully drought-tolerant once established and is tough enough for hot, dry spots that need softening. Hardy in zones 3 through 8, this plant is a true low-maintenance performer that looks refined even in challenging conditions. In a romantic garden design, this coneflower pairs perfectly with soft pink phlox, airy catmint, or pastel salvias. Use it to create vertical movement near walkways, behind lower mounding plants like geraniums, or as a repeated rhythm plant in layered borders. If you're looking for a long-blooming perennial that combines resilience with elegance, white swan sets the tone beautifully. Next on the list is Geranium Biocovo, a low-growing charmer that brings softness, fragrance, and delicate beauty to your front garden edges. Its pale pink blooms, each brushed with a hint of blush in the center, float just above a tidy mound of fragrant green foliage. The flowers aren't loud, but they're quietly captivating, especially when planted in moss along paths or borders. It creates that effortless, natural elegance that makes a romantic garden feel alive and grounded. Biocovo begins blooming in late spring and continues well into summer, with occasional scattered flowers reappearing into early fall. It stays low and compact, growing around 8 to 12 inches tall, which makes it perfect for front-of-border planting or under taller companions like coneflowers or phlox. The flowering habit is gentle and continuous, creating a subtle pink haze through the season. This geranium thrives in full sun to partial shade and is highly adaptable to a range of soils as long as they drain well. Once established, it's drought-tolerant and deer-resistant, making it a great choice for low-maintenance gardens. It also spreads slowly by rhizomes, forming soft, non-invasive ground cover that adds cohesion without taking over. In the landscape, Geranium Biocovo acts as the perfect weave-between plant. Use it to soften stepping stone edges, fill awkward gaps near shrubs, or blend together soft pastel color schemes. It's especially magical alongside white echinacea, catmint, or pale yarrow. For gardeners who want graceful bloom with a grounded, natural touch, Biocovo is a quiet star. Coming in at number 3 is Salvia Rose Marvel, a compact powerhouse that brings intense, soft pink color to the garden without overwhelming it. Its blooms are dense, upright spikes in a romantic, dusty rose tone that repeat through the season. The flowers sit above textured green foliage and rise like candles from a rounded base, creating a polished look even in casual settings. It brings structure and gentle vibrance, exactly the kind of contrast that makes a soft garden sing. Rose Marvel starts blooming in late spring and can continue reblooming into early fall with occasional deadheading. It stays compact, about 10 to 12 inches tall, making it perfect for the front of the border, garden edges, or even containers. The bloom show is bold, but still soft enough to blend into pastel or white heavy plantings without clashing. This salvia loves full sun and thrives in well-drained soil, especially in drier areas. It's drought-tolerant, heat-resistant, and extremely low maintenance once established. Hardy in zones 4 through 9, it's a reliable bloomer that doesn't mind tough conditions and keeps its shape without flopping. Pair Rose Marvel with soft lavenders, white coneflowers, or pink phlox for a layered romantic palette. It also contrasts beautifully with finer textured plants like catmint or yarrow. If you need a compact plant that punches up the bloom factor without compromising your garden's soft, romantic vibe, this salvia hits the mark. At number 4 is catmint, a wispy lavender blue beauty that brings movement, fragrance, and softness in every direction. Its small, tubular flowers cover airy spikes that sway gracefully in the wind, while the gray-green foliage creates a soothing base all season long. The entire plant has a wild but refined feel that adds both charm and calm to romantic gardens. When in full bloom, it creates a hazy purple drift that butterflies can't resist. Catmint begins flowering in late spring and, with regular trimming, can bloom again and again all the way into fall. It grows about 12 to 24 inches tall depending on the variety and forms loose, fountain-like mounds that soften any hard line in the garden. Its bloom style isn't rigid. It flows and mingles with neighboring plants, bringing a relaxed, lived-on beauty. It grows best in full sun and prefers well-drained soil, even thriving in hot, dry, or rocky locations. Once established, it's incredibly drought-tolerant and deer-resistant. Hardy in zones 4 through 9, catmint is one of the easiest perennials to grow, and it looks good even when not in bloom thanks to its silvery foliage. Use catmint as a weaving layer throughout the border, or plant it along walkways where its soft fragrance can surprise visitors. It pairs beautifully with white, pink, or peach tones like white swan coneflowers or apricot delight yarrow. If you're after graceful movement and a steady stream of pollinator-friendly color, catmint is your garden's gentle breeze. Number 5 on the list is Penstemon Apple Blossom, a graceful bloomer with delicate bell-shaped flowers in soft blush pink. Each flower has a slightly ruffled, tubular form with pale throats, blooming in loose, upright clusters that dance above narrow green foliage. The color is subtle and vintage-like, perfect for adding movement and elegance to romantic garden spaces. It's one of those plants that feels light and ethereal, yet it draws the eye with gentle charm. Apple blossom starts blooming in early summer and, with regular deadheading, continues into fall. It grows about 18 to 24 inches tall, forming a narrow, upright clump that blends easily among both tall and low-growing companions. The flowers appear steadily in waves, especially in well-maintained beds with plenty of sunlight. This penstemon thrives in full sun and well-drained soil, and it's surprisingly tough for such a soft-looking plant. It's drought-tolerant once established and handles heat well, making it a great performer in dry borders or sunny front yards. Hardy in zones 5 through 9, it asks for little but gives plenty in return. Use it to add vertical lift near the middle of a planting bed, or tuck it beside catmint and phlox for a soft yet structured trio. It also looks stunning with airy grasses or behind compact geraniums. If you want a flower that brings quiet energy and romantic form, apple blossom is a beautiful way to do it.
Next is Phlox Bright Eyes, a soft pink showstopper that brings volume, fragrance, and dreamy color to mid and late summer borders. The clusters of pastel pink blooms, each with a darker rose center, sit atop sturdy green stems that add a vertical, full presence to the garden. The overall effect is lush and floral without feeling heavy, perfect for creating that overgrown in a beautiful way romantic look. Bright Eyes blooms from midsummer into early fall, with flowers appearing in full, rounded clusters for weeks. It grows around 2 to 3 feet tall, filling in the middle or back of a border with dense, colorful presence. It's especially effective in larger garden beds where you want long season impact with the gentle palette. This phlox grows best in full sun with rich, well-drained soil and benefits from regular watering during dry spells. It's also mildew resistant, which makes it easier to keep looking tidy throughout the season. Hardy in zones 4 through 8, it's a reliable choice for both experienced and beginner gardeners. Use Bright Eyes to anchor soft pink garden schemes, or pair it with white coneflowers and apricot yarrow for a dreamy late summer combination. It also works well behind shorter plants like geraniums or salvia. For color that carries through summer without shouting, this phlox brings romance with stamina.
Closing out the list is Yarrow Apricot Delight, a warm-toned, soft-structured perennial that brings peachy color and airy texture all season long. Its flattened flower heads open in coral pink tones that fade to soft apricot and cream, giving a watercolor-like gradient effect. Held above fine, ferny foliage, the flowers offer contrast and calm all at once, ideal for a romantic garden that still feels natural and easy. This yarrow blooms from early summer to fall, especially if you trim spent flowers to encourage repeat blooming. It grows around 18 to 24 inches tall and has a sturdy, upright habit that doesn't flop. The bloom clusters are long-lasting both in the garden and in bouquets, adding beauty for weeks at a time. Apricot Delight thrives in full sun and lean, well-drained soil, and it's one of the most drought-tolerant perennials on the list. It handles heat, poor soil, and even neglect, all while keeping its shape. Hardy in zones 3 through 9, it's a garden workhorse wrapped in soft, pastel tones. In the landscape, use yarrow to create color bridges between pinks, whites, and purples. It pairs beautifully with lavender, coneflowers, or the silvery tones of catmint. If your garden needs a long-blooming filler that brings gentle warmth and grace, Apricot Delight ends the list with quiet confidence. And that wraps up our list of soft color perennials for a romantic front yard. With their graceful form and extended bloom time, these plants create an atmosphere that's calm, natural, and full of quiet beauty. Let us know which one you'd love to plant, or if you already grow one of these in your garden. Don't forget to like and save this video for future garden planning, and subscribe for more elegant, down-to-earth garden ideas every week.